In continuing after a year or so of excuse me, gaining my confidence and finding my voice and my mental health. But ultimately, I must say, if you continue this far, then you should know that the whole purpose of this channel is my goal into ultimately getting into three gun, hence AR, 3G, AR, Ambitious Rebel, but AR for AR-15, 3G for three gun, Ambitious Rebel. So I'm not going to really repeat that again, but if you made it this far, congratulations. Now you know the meaning behind AR3G, but in the meantime, this is my journey of how I'm going to get to that point. That's more long-term goals, rather. But going back to, you know, the whole three gun part, as far as what made me want to get into that. I'll be honest, an election year. I'll tell you, 2 election years. The election year when Trump's first term, that's when I bought my first AR. Because when Trump first ran, it was, he was different, obviously. But then all of a sudden things flipped. The media just flipped it. And at that point, I was very more on the liberal side. And that was just because I was raised that way from my mom, family tradition, being black. You're liberal, Democrat. That's just what it is. But then that year I really paid attention to things. And it made me just think on a different level of, what's going on. But then again, the media flipped and he just became racist. And then as the election time went on and it got down to election day, then he won. I was actually kind of scared, or not really scared, but afraid of what was to come, because the media had flipped him into this racist, narcissist person. But even the definition of narcissist is not bad. Society has now deemed it as bad, but it's really not. If you look up the definition of narcissist, it's really not a bad definition. But society has made it seem that way, and they put his image of what a narcissist is, and they keep pumping this dumb stuff. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But either way, that was the first time. That's when I first bought my first AR. When I really gained my confidence in myself was when he was going up for re-election for a second term. And then you had Biden talking about regulating magazines and regulating this and regulating that. It's just like, you know what? I really studied my own way as far as the Democratic or liberal game politically and how it affects Black people. And that's when I really made a hard look at myself in the mirror. Like, what are your beliefs? What do you stand for? Where are you at in this? And I fall more on the conservative side than the liberal side, straight up. And I'm not afraid to say that I fall more on the conservative side than the liberal side. It makes sense. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. I can't say anything about it. So when you got a liberal politician wanting to tread on my rights of self-preservation, I have an issue with that. So that's where I gained my confidence in. It's like, nah, if you're treading on my rights of self-preservation, yeah, I get it. bad people are going to do bad things, but as far as treading on my actual right as a American citizen to self-preserve my right to live and protect my home and my family and my loved ones, and have to put regulations and restrictions on how I do so, that's an issue. That's just an issue with me straight up. That's where I have an issue politically. Anything else I can't control, but what I can control is and how I protect myself and what I protect myself with. That should be up to me and anybody else that's an American citizen. So I just leave that at that. So that's really where I gain my confidence in, like, taking a stance and what do you believe in. So I believed in self-preservation, so that's where I drew the line politically. And so then I figured, if you're going to draw the line there politically, then what are you going to do as a black man to, say, hey, you can own guns and be respectful and obey the laws. Okay. So I started looking up some things. Looked at 3-gun, just bought a 3-gun. I was like, well, I can do that. Shotgun, rifle, pistol. I can manage that, but it's expensive. So just trying to figure out ways of managing that to actually do it consistently and do it for the sport and not just as a hobby. So I looked at quite a few things, and I found a lot of other African Americans, black people that actually are respectful gun owners and are more on the conservative side of politically thinking. And it was refreshing to find that. Very refreshing to find that. So, but going back again, if you made it this far, then you know my history of my stepfather growing up, mental health. It was one thing that, I mentioned in the last video that was a year ago that I had to talk with my counselor. One talk, or during that talk with that counselor is she planted the seed of forgiveness. That was big. That was big for me because, she was like, what did your stepfather go through? What did he possibly go through, growing up? I was like, I don't know. My mother may have known or may not have known, but she didn't divulge any of that information with me. So I don't know what his upbringing was like, but I just know that my upbringing in the household with him was not all that. So it was a thing where she planted that seed of forgiveness, and that was just like a weight lifted off of me. Complete weight just lifted off of me. It was a great feeling because that actually started my healing process. And that was 2021. April of 2021 is when I started my healing process, because she planted that seed of forgiveness. And it was great. I mean, ever since then, I've been on a peaceful journey, been like, okay, I forgive, but, because you never know what one's struggles are. You never know until you decide to break the cycle. You have to decide to break the cycle. And that's exactly what I did. I found the confidence. Whatever you draw your confidence from, you have to be willing to break the cycle of your past traumas, your past BS, whatever it is you're going through. You can't let, my mama, my daddy, my job, my grandmama, my auntie. You need to seek counseling, which I did. Professional counseling, not your homeboy, not your homegirl, not your girlfriend. Seek professional counseling, bro or sis. whoever, man, woman, seek professional counseling. It will help you in the long run. I'm looking dead at you. Seek professional counseling. Shit helps. Such a weight lifted off my shoulders, man. I began on a peaceful journey of, it's a journey, and I'm more along a way on my journey, since 2021, 2023 now. Shit, it feels great. Just growing into my peacefulness. It's a great fucking feeling.